Mellow greetings, everybody. My name is James. I am from the internet, and today we are going to be talking about happy endings. Now, I don't know about the rest of y'all at home, but I myself, I enjoy a good old-fashioned happy ending. Nothing, and I mean nothing, makes me feel better than engaging in the struggle, getting sweaty, getting my hands dirty, and at the end of the day, sitting back, listening to the end of the tale, and enjoying that good old-fashioned happy ending. And hey, shouldn't we all get to enjoy a good happy ending every now and again? So what I thought I would do today, as we go careening headlong into a holiday weekend and the end of the year for a lot of people, I thought perhaps all of us together could share one last group happy ending for the year. So everybody, buckle up, say hi to the viewer next to you, and let's take a little jaunt that looks like a victory lap, because the happy ending is here. Here we go! Kellogg cereal workers approve contract ending 11-week strike and averting job losses. There it is, everybody. The last happy ending of the year, the one we can all share together because we've been waiting a while for it. Kellogg's comes off the board after almost 3 months and 1,500 people walking a picket line nonstop in 4 states. Finally, the happy ending is here. We can all now breathe a deep sigh of relaxation. Unionized Kellogg's workers in 4 states have approved a new 5-year contract, bringing a swift end to one of the longest-running strikes of 2021. Employees in 4 states voted to accept a tentative agreement reached last week. According to company and union representatives, the 5-year contract includes across-the-board wage increases and cost of living adjustments, as well as expanded health care and retirement benefits. It also provides a pathway for newer employees to reach the company's coveted legacy wage and benefit status, partially addressing a concern that many workers had raised about a 2-tiered workforce. Now, if you missed the first few months of this strike, this right here, the 2-tiered system, was actually the largest sticking point. Kellogg's went to the union and said, hey, contract's coming up. How about we give all you union guys a raise and everybody's happy and we all just keep working? And the union guys were like, hey, you've been hiring all these other dudes back here and paying them like half what you pay us, and then dangling union membership in front of them, letting them know that as union members retired, that they would then be brought to full-time status, join the union, and get the same sweet pay and benefits we have. But it turns out you guys haven't been doing that. And now there's this big pool of guys behind us on the line with us every day, making far less with far less security and far less benefits than we have. So day one, here's the deal. Unless these people can also become full-time and get the full wages, we're not signing jack shit. And Kellogg's was like, yeah, sure you won't. Okay, we'll just leave you out there and, let you walk around for a few weeks and collect yourselves and we'll see what happens. And, well, I don't think this worked out the way that Kellogg's hoped it would. Kellogg's CEO was pleased that the offer, one of at least 7 the company cobbled together over the course of negotiations, would bring employees back to work. Quote, we look forward to employees' return and continuing to produce our beloved cereal brands for our customers and consumers, he said in a statement. The contract leaves in place the 2-tiered system that gives newer employees with lower wages and similar benefits than legacy staff, but the company agreed to create an accelerated path from one tier to the next, thus ensuring that union ranks will continue to stay full. Also, side note, another part of this 5-year deal was a concession from Kellogg's that none of these cereal plants will be shut down or moved for at least 5 years, which means all of these union laborers, when they go back to work after Christmas next Monday, they do so not only with security in the deal that they have, but in security that the very job that they go to every day will still be there for the next 5 years. And now they can focus on doing their jobs and then getting home to their families and enjoying a much better quality of life. Michigan State Rep Jim Hadsma, a labor relations and workers' compensation lawyer who's lived in Battle Creek, Michigan since 1994, called the outcome a significant victory for the labor movement. Quote, "This shows the continued evolving muscularity of organized labor. Kellogg's workers held on and got a little bit more than what they were afforded in the contract 2 or 3 weeks ago." And again, Kellogg's, after the 6th contract offer, publicly stated that they would not be making any more offers to the union, that they were done negotiating, that they were just going to use their salaried employees from HR and accounting to come over and mass produce 100 million tons of cereal a week. Yeah, apparently that didn't happen because 2 weeks later they upped the deal and, put it on a piece of paper and folded it and snuck it under the door at the union headquarters and then did ring and run and ran away so that nobody actually saw them make the offer that they said they would not make because they were done negotiating. The fact that a union was able to negotiate any concessions at all from a multinational corporation could serve as a powerful signal to other unions, possibly encouraging workers elsewhere to be more assertive. It will be interesting to see what it does in terms of providing more employees to think about the benefits that exist by relation of belonging to a union and what will happen at other unions. Because all people in organized labor know that every single time laborers in one place score a win, it slightly raises the floor and it makes it easier for the next group of workers to demand better and to possibly go on strike if they have to, because they know that other workers around the country will show solidarity and support them in much the same way that a lot of other people came out hard for the people at Kellogg's who were on the picket line for almost 3 months. Union members overwhelmingly rejected the last tentative contract offer, which included a 3% raise and a limited pathway for new workers to reach the coveted legacy wage status. That was just a few weeks ago, and again, the quote at the time that Kellogg's put out was, "It appears the union has created unrealistic expectations of our employees. So now we're going to have to go out and hire new people and add postings online to, get more applications in the door. Yeah, that's right. We're just going to replace all of these striking workers." But a couple of funny things happened when they went to do this. So the first thing that happened was the internet simultaneously rose up all over the world and started beating the shit out of Kellogg's, including this fine chap here, TikTok user Sean Black, who created a piece of code that autofilled the entire Kellogg's digital application with bogus, yet seemingly accurate information. And then he uploaded that piece of code and people all over the internet kept adding to it, making it even better. And then the edgelords and shit posters over at the anti-work subreddit caught that beautifully crafted piece of code and proceeded to flood the Kellogg's offices with tens of thousands of bogus applications, to the point where Kellogg's HR couldn't discern who were real people and who were fake people. And it made it impossible for them to bring new people in for interviews and then hire them. Because guess what? This is what happens when you piss off the internet. Oh, but don't worry, it wasn't just TikTokers and Reddit users. Twitter users all over the Western world who purchased Kellogg's products that had, shall we say, manufacturing faux pas in them from the management staff that they brought over from the Kellogg's corporate office to, run the manufacturing plant. Yeah, Twitter got lit the fuck up with all of these pictures of all of the horrible things that Kellogg's was producing with staff that, surprisingly, wasn't nearly as good at manufacturing all this food than the highly trained, highly skilled union workers. Pita chips and hair. Nom, 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 nom. Look, blue Apple Jacks. empty Rice Krispie Treats bags found in the Rice Krispie Treats box. And of course, who doesn't want one of the Rice Krispie Treats that are actually in the foil wrapper, that are actually in the box, to have maggots? Yum, 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 yum. Who doesn't love some extra protein with their Rice Krispie Treat bar? But don't feel bad, Kellogg's Rice Krispie Treats, you weren't alone, because Kellogg's Pop-Tarts also got the maggot grubworm insect treatment. It's almost like all the people who do quality assurance normally at Kellogg were forced to operate the line in the manufacturing process itself, and thus they had no QC or QA, quality control process, in place, and it looks like some bad product might have gotten out there while these salaried scabs were hard at work. Oh, look, it's a giant chunk of cereal dust compounded in the bottom of the crumb tray that slipped into the bag. Weeks of stale, old cereal crumbs just compressed and mashed together and then added into your bag as a bonus treat. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when they used to put shitty plastic toys in the cereal, but, apparently all these scab workers over at Kellogg's just decided to, go with this instead. It's a throwback to the olden times. And of course, let us not forget the world's largest bran flake. Yeah, they really got to work on that QA process because, seriously, you get like a $4 box of Raisin Bran and there's one bran flake in it? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to ask to speak to somebody's manager. The president of the union's Battle Creek chapter said workers had worried they might permanently lose their jobs, but support from high-profile politicians solidified members in their decision to push for a new contract. In Michigan, where Kellogg's is headquartered, the state's attorney general and a handful of Democratic state lawmakers even walked the picket line in support of workers. U.S. Labor Secretary Marty Walsh, who visited with union members in Lancaster, PA, expressed support for workers and urged them to resolve their differences with the company. Even Nebraska Governor Pete Ricketts, you remember Pete, we discussed him yesterday, the guy who's literally trying to force the last 19,000 unemployed people in the state of Nebraska to go to work regardless of their home situation or whatever's going on in their life. That guy? That horrible guy, even he came out in support of the Kellogg's workers. In fact, it got so bad that Joe Biden stood on a podium and told Kellogg's maybe, just maybe, they should go back to the negotiating table one more time. And then to make matters worse for Kellogg's, goddamn Bernie Sanders showed up and started flapping his gums. And that was when Kellogg's just threw their hands in their air and we're like, all right, we give. Here's a new better deal we said we wouldn't offer. So what does all of this mean for you, the average viewer at home, the fellow member of the working class? Well, it means today I am going to introduce you to a leftist concept. It is called diversity of tactics. You see, no matter how strong-willed and how unified your people are when you are fighting a larger enemy, an industry, a system, no matter how strong and no matter how entrenched and battle-hardened that core of people is, it is impossible to topple an entire machine with just one unit fighting from one direction. It requires a diversity of tactics. Do I think that Joe Biden releasing a comment telling Kellogg's that they were being mean did the trick? No. Do I think Bernie Sanders showing up did the trick? No. Do I even think people striking entirely did the trick? No. It was the combination of all of it, of everybody. Kellogg's was getting negative feedback, negative pushback from every direction imaginable. Federal lawmakers, state lawmakers, union reps and union members all across the country, consumers boycotting their product, edgelords filling up their mailbox with bogus applications, shit posters reminding everybody around the world on Twitter just how bad the current product was. It was all of these things together, combined with solidarity among the working class, that brought this happy ending into being. So please, everybody, as we head off into the holidays and we're all going to sit around with our families and people that we know and reflect upon the year and think about the few things that we have left that we can be glad for, remember this. as you're doing that, there are hundreds of millions of other people across America who are going to be doing the same thing. Because most of us, we have the same problems and we have the same needs, desires, wishes, and dreams. Not the least amongst them is that we can provide for our families, that we can be secure in our homes, and that we can exist and be happy with our lives. And the more that people come together, stick together, work together to make shit better, the quicker that will come to pass. Until next time, my name is James. I am from the internet, and I am out. Peace.